Heard.
All right, and now we're live. Hey, SamMeeBee here at Gem City Sports. Today's Thursday, November 30th. We got Thursday night starting up soon. As you can see, got a normal co-host Danny Stone and Nick. We'll introduce him real quick. He was on with us week 6. Him and I, as a reminder, did 9-6, and Danny Stone beat us at week 10-5. But we'll start with him. How's it going, Nick? Tell us what's been going on with you since we last saw you.
Oh, I've just been living the dream. Mine, yours, everybody's. Just happy to be back. Appreciate the time y'all spend with me.
Yeah, if I recall, you're a Patriots fan, right? So fighting for that number one draft seed yeah, draft spot.
Oh, yeah. I posited that to several of my brain trusts on whether or not I was allowed to like cheer for them to lose to the Giants because frankly, this is an entirely new experience. I've never been a real fan of a team that has that upside of getting the first, where we're typically winners. And it's been a real sort of moral quandary for me, but I do really like Caleb Williams and Drake May and Marvin Harrison Jr., and I would like the Patriots to frankly get all three of them.
Yeah, I want to have like a roundtable discussion one time where we just talk sports because I want to hear, what's going to happen with Bill Belichick because I know he plays the Chargers this week and they're saying he might go there. So that'll be funny. He might hop on the plane after the game, right? And then along with us, we also got Danny Stone. How's it going, Danny Stone?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me. Just doing some last minute fantasy stuff. I don't know whether to root for the tank or not. I think that's a great question. I really don't know. I believe in a culture of winning, and I think that's a good thing. But like, I don't know if you can get a transcendent talent. Shoot, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Rams were going to tank, but they didn't. So, and then
I'm loving it. I mean, they're in playoff contention. It's fun. I mean, I don't know. I'm here for it.
Yeah, so before we hop into this week, week 13, we'll just recap last week. I am gaining ground on Danny Stone. I won another week. So he's still 1 week ahead of me. So hopefully this week I can make the difference. So, actually, but you didn't do too bad, Danny Stone. You went 11-5. I just happened to go 12-4. So.
Oh, okay. That's better than I thought I did, honestly.
Yeah, great. I think we had disagreed on 3 different picks is what it was. Which ones were
you had the Colts because I really regret picking the Buccaneers because I was so wrong. I thought the Buccaneers were going to make a statement and be like the NFC South is ours, and that is not what happened. And in fact, it's the Falcons. It looks like, which is bananas.
Yep. So I had Colts. The other one I had Atlanta. You had New Orleans, and then the third one where we differed, where you beat me, was you had Jacksonville. I had Houston. And that game could have won either way with officiating. Almost got tied. So. Yeah, and then honestly, I didn't say it in the show, but I was almost tempted taking Chicago, and I wish I would have because I know they didn't score a touchdown, but they were definitely dominating that whole game.
They were. I agree.
All right, and now we're on week 13, so we are now going to have new logos. Every 3 weeks we change them out, and so I'm glad Nick's here to help us with these. So we start with tonight, Thursday night, Seattle going to Dallas. Both have full week of rest. They both played last Thursday on Thanksgiving. So we'll start with our guest here. Nick, what are you feeling? Who do you think's going to win this game?
Cowboys. They're going to win. I really like their offense. A lot of times it seems unstoppable. I don't think Seattle's defense has demonstrated the wherewithal to be able to stop all the different weapons. And I don't know. Dallas's defense is at least slightly above average, right?
Dallas. Yeah, and the line opened up at -3.5. A lot of times I look at line movements. It's at 9.5 now. So I've definitely taken Dallas as well. It's their huge favorites. What about you, Danny Stone?
I agree with everything that was said by our special guest, Nick. I agree wholeheartedly. I think they have a pretty solid defense. It's too bad Trayvon Diggs is hurt, but they've got that rookie, I think, who's got all the pick sixes. And then I really do like Dak Prescott. Still not sure if they beat the Niners or Eagles, but I expect them to beat Seattle.
Okay, yeah. And that game starts soon. Prime times have been heavily to the under, which is crazy. So I'm already – have a wager on the under in this game because it's just always primetime games are going under. And my friend asked me the other day, he's like, well, you want me to take the under for the whole season? Right now, it's on pace to be under. It's under by 500 or 500 points. So we're looking. Wow. If you locked in that bet with us, you're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts going to Tennessee. What are you feeling for this one, Danny Stone?
I'm going to pick the Colts. I mean, it looks like the Colts actually, I don't know if they make the playoffs, but it looks like they plan on being competitive throughout the rest of the year. And I believe in the squad as it is, even with Gardner Minshew, who I kind of like. I think everybody kind of likes Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, it's that mustache guy to Minshew. And what about you, Nick? What are you feeling for this matchup?
I don't know. This is really kind of a toss-up. I don't think Jonathan Taylor's loss. I think Zach Moss fills in quite capably there. Both defenses have been good. Both offenses have struggled at times throughout the season. I love the stash. Gardner Minshew still has the stash, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's important. That's gonna be the tiebreaker for me. Let's go with the Colts.
I love it. Yeah, my friend, speaking of stash, he's been trying to get me to trade Travis Kelce. I said if at any point in the season he trades it or shaves it, I'll trade him. So thankfully he hasn't shaved it off. So yeah,
Oh wow.
I think Indianapolis is going to want to make it a battle of the quarterbacks. I think they want to try to force Will Levis's hands. I think they're going to be able to try to contain Derrick Henry, and I think in the hands of Will Levis, they're not going to win. So I'm going to Indianapolis as well. I'm interested to see how the game pans
Should
out.
be a good game.
And a lot of these games, I think it'll be low scoring. So this next one, I'll start with this one. We got Arizona going to Pittsburgh. I will say Arizona's been looking better with Kyle Murray, even though they didn't look good at all against our Rams last week. But I mean, the offense is better with him, but I still think they're not a good team. So I'm going Pittsburgh in this game at home.
Yeah, I think the Pittsburgh defense is overwhelming, and it looked like the offense took a step in the right direction after firing Matt Canada. I'm curious if that's real or not, but I'm going to pick the Steelers as well.
Okay, yep. And then what about you, Nick? We got Arizona going to Pittsburgh.
It's three in favor of Pittsburgh here. Firing Matt Canada was an incredible decision. I do think that 400 yards of total offense is probably a little bit smoke and mirrors, but I also do expect that passing attack to be much better. I would expect Pickens and Johnson to get on the board this week. That's my big claim here. Yeah, and then their defense is just spectacular.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, and then the next matchup, I'll let you start this one, Nick. First, we got Atlanta Falcons on the road going to the New York Jets. How you feeling on this matchup?
Who are the Jets starting at quarterback now? Out of curiosity, is it Boyle? Is that who it is? Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. But I've also seen Desmond Ridder play a lot of football, and my goodness, also very bad. I feel really bad for the skill position players on both these teams, like Brees Hall and Wilson on the Jets. And then Bijan and Pitts and London on the Falcons. Like every week, they just have to wonder why they're going through the motions here. I don't. I think the Falcons are. Oh, I don't know. I can't pick the Jets. I'm a Patriots fan. Yeah, Falcons.
Danny Stone?
You're more of a believer in Atlanta than I am, Sammy B. And I like Atlanta. I like Arthur Smith, and I want to not say Desmond Ridder is not good because he's young, but he has not inspired a lot of confidence in me, which I'm sure he doesn't care what I have to say, but that's just my opinion on it. I think the Jets defense can actually come out swinging and steal a win, but I guess I'm going to go with the Falcons. Tim Boyle didn't look very good. It didn't look much better than Zach Wilson, really. I don't even know if it looked better. But maybe week 2 it will.
Yeah, I'll be honest with this one. I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, I know I got to pick a team, but what it is spread's only like 1.5. So it's like, how is it? It can't be Tim Boyle, right? Like I said, I like to look at the spread, see where the money's at. I mean, the money's heavy on the Falcons money line, but it's only, I said, it's such a small spread. I don't know. I guess I'm going with assuming Tim Boyle's playing. There's no way that Jets can score at all. So I am definitely going to go with Atlanta on this one. And then, so we're still in agreement. That's all right, all 4 of us, and then all 4 of us should say. And then we go to a nice divisional matchup. We got Carolina Panthers going to Tampa Bay. I'll just start this one, Danny Stone.
Oh, I kind of owned it earlier in the show. I was dead wrong about Tampa Bay last week. I thought they were going to make a statement. They did not. I don't know that this game's going to be much of a statement per se, but I definitely would expect them to beat Carolina. I mean, maybe the firing of Frank Reich, the players step up, but that looks like a disaster zone right now. I think somebody texted me just like the league needed a new Daniel Snyder. And maybe they have it with Tepper. And I don't know if he read that or if he just kind of said it, but either way it made me laugh. But yeah, respectfully to the Panthers who look not good, I'm going to take the Buccaneers.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, Nick? We feel from this matchup?
It's the Bucs.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is kind of a nothing matchup to me. Like I don't know. Do we think Bryce Young is a real quarterback? Like do we?
He's young. The owner's young, so I want to give them time to grow. It just looks really bad. I do want to say this, if I may have a moment. Mike Evans might be like, just in terms of like, if you go year by year from when he started to now, he might be the best receiver over that stretch, just from a production standpoint. Like he's really special, and it's really cool that we get to watch that. But to your point, Nick, other than me wanting to see some Mike Evans action, it is kind of a nothing game. And I think that's a shame, because I think this team could be better. I think Baker Mayfield could play a little better. Respect. He gets beat up.
I don't think he's Baker Mayfield if he plays any better. He's someone else.
Yeah, and we're still going to continue to agree. I just feel like, honestly, this could be a low-scoring game. I already have money on the under. Carolina, I think, statistically worse in every offensive category. I don't think firing their head coach, their QB coach, I don't think any of that's going to help them. I know you brought the comment, Dan, about some teams getting this fire lit up underneath them when they fire a coach. I don't know. I don't think Carolina's going to do that. So I'm taking Tampa, and I'm definitely taking the under in this game.
I think the Raiders situation was so different, and maybe not, because people don't all love Davis as an owner either. But like, the Carolina doesn't have a very good roster. I mean, they're an NFL roster. There's a lot of talent. They can win any given Sunday, but they're just a mess right now. I don't know, and I wish the best for Bryce Young, and Adam Thielen's trying. I don't know. I shouldn't belabor it. I just feel bad.
No, like I said, I mean, and
we
then
got some live comments.
And I say,
wow.
Yeah, our live comment. They had the Browns being the Rams. We're gonna get to that. Let's talk about A-Rod. The only A-Rod I know is Alex Rodriguez. I think he's dating J-Lo, or no, I don't know my celebrities. So we'll get into that game. Don't worry.
They were. I don't know if they're together now.
I know.
I think she was with Ben.
Last thing I want to say about Carolina is, what was it? The GM or someone said that he wanted to draft CJ Stroud, and it's just that team's just a mess. Like you said, the situation is Vegas was different. They're all kind of in agreement. I don't know. This whole team's a mess. There is no way I'm doing that. So, and when we're to another team that's a mess, we got the Washington Commanders hosting the Miami Dolphins. I'll start with this one. I think Tua is not going to have a big fantasy day. I think he just wants to get in, get out with a win. So I'm not expecting a high-scoring game here either, but I'm taking Miami to win this one. And go ahead, Danny. So you can go second on this one.
Oh, wow. All right. I'm honored. Honored and flattered. I'm going to take Miami as well. I assume Ron Rivera is going to get fired at some point here. If he's, maybe at the end of the season, if not sooner, which I like Ron Rivera. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I think it would be a pretty big upset if Washington pulled off this win. Sam Howell is the passing leader, though, the yards leader. It's incredible.
Yeah, this might be a game. I've been looking at a lot of player props. I might there's the sports book I'm using. They do combined passing yards, so I might look at the over in this one. But I gotta see the numbers first. And I think I heard somewhere they're giving Ron Rivera the 10-year treatment, where they're gonna let him finish out the season no matter how bad they're looking. So I think it's up and gone at the end of the season. And I'm gonna assume we're all in agreement, but I'll let you go ahead and say it, Nick, officially. Who are you feeling for this game?
Oh yeah, it's the Dolphins. I guess I'd like to take a couple seconds and talk about the Wes Welker comments that have been made over the last year or so around Randy Moss and Tyreek Hill. And this is on.
Did we lose him for a second?
Oh, I think we might have lost Nick.
There. Is outrageous, because like they play totally differently.
Nick, we lost you for a second.
Am I back?
Can you start over from the Wes Welker? We lost you for a second, but I actually really want to hear this. You were saying that there were comments about Wes Welker, Tyreek Hill, and Randy Moss. I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, well, so Wes Welker did an interview, and this is obviously just him trying to make sure that people are giving Tyreek his flowers, right? But he made some points as around the comparison between the two. That's like, yeah, Randy Moss was the best high point receiver of all time, but Tyreek runs the entire route tree, and I don't know. I just feel as though that's like a weird way to give Tyreek his flowers for like a couple different reasons. One. When they played on the Patriots, Randy Moss only had to run straight because he only had to run straight. But then also, like, if you put Tyreek Hill onto that team, Tyreek Hill is 5'8". Like, Danny Amendola should have died on the field. We would have seen Tyreek Hill get killed on the field with those rules back then. So I think it's like interesting that like that's the comparison that was made.
I guess because I think that's really interesting. If I'm getting in Wes Welker's headspace, which is probably not healthy, I'm guessing that he's coming from a standpoint of Tyreek's the best receiver in the league right now. So he's comparing him to the best receiver that maybe he played with and Randy Moss, I guess. But they're really not the same receiver. But I guess he knows more about football than me. I shouldn't guess. I know that. That is interesting.
I think
kind of like a shot at Tyreek Hill. He can high point the ball.
He's 5'8".
I've seen him make some strong catches. I think.
Yeah, I think the NFL should have open tryouts, Dan. Maybe he can make a team. I mean, why not? Who says he's
not me? I could barely play high school.
Yeah. All right, and we'll move on to the next game. We got the Chargers going to New England, and we'll have Nick start this one. Like I said, you're a Patriots fan, so I want to know how you're feeling for this matchup.
Oh, they're gonna get. They should get slaughtered, but it's the Chargers, and the Chargers are the Chargers. So like it may end up being like 17-10 or something like that. The Chargers certainly win. The Patriots have. This has been an incredible season. It is awesome. They are just collapsing. Every week they get worse. I do, however, I think I made some mean comments about Ramondre the last time I was on the air. It turns out that he's the only one that can play football on the Patriots, and I feel for him now. It's the Chargers. They're going to win. The Patriots need Caleb Williams and or Drake May and or Marvin Harrison Jr.
Preferably all three. That's really funny. I'm gonna take the Chargers too, but I think it'd be really, really funny. And I actually like Brandon Staley, so maybe it wouldn't be funny. But like if Bill Belichick's been saving his game, like his master game plan for this game, like he's like, I am gonna be the Chargers head coach next year. Like,
what if they just break out the Wildcat? What if they just run the Wildcat for like 40 plays?
Other than Ramondre Stevenson, and I mean, I still think Zeke Elliott has something left, but the quarterback situation's a disaster. And it reminds me of The Dark Knight. You die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. Like, I think there's still a lot of Patriots fans that love Bill Belichick, but the media has to talk about something, and they're just blasting him, and it's kind of absurd. Chargers, though.
Chargers. All right. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to take the Patriots in this game.
I love it. I
just feel like I think over under the total is at 40. And again, I already said earlier, I think most of these games are going to go under. This is another one I'm taking the under on. So when it's a low scoring game, anything can happen. One possession. I just feel like Bill's like, man, I'm going to win this game. See, or whatever. He just got nothing to lose. Why not?
The Chargers should have a better record.
And then the Chargers, I just like, what's going on with them? Like last week, Monday night, everyone saw them. They just look terrible, or Sunday night, whatever game it was. But yeah. So that's our first game we disagree on. Hopefully, we disagree on a couple more so we can separate ourselves. But we'll move on to the next one. We got Detroit Sea Lions here going to the New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans Saints. Go ahead, Danny Stone. What are you feeling for this indoor matchup?
I'm going to take the Lions. I mean, it doesn't please me, but it was interesting watching Jared Goff have all those fumbles and just be like on Thanksgiving. And it's like, I remember that as a Rams fan. Like, I do remember that. And I do like Jared Goff, so I don't mean to knock him, but it's kind of hard to watch him have a performance like that and for the team to play so poorly against Green Bay. But I still think the Lions are a playoff team. I don't know that they stack up well against the 49ers or the Eagles or Green Bay now for that matter, but I do expect them to beat the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I mean, I said before, Jared Goff's not good in the cold, but this is indoors, so I think it'll be fine. I think they're a pretty good team. I think the Saints aren't as good as I thought they'd be preseason. That's definitely my worst take, so I'm going to take the Lions as well. What about you, Nick? How you feeling?
I just want to note that this logo is awesome. The fleur de lis as the New Orleans Pelican holding a football. That is awesome. I do think that the Lions are going to win. I really like the Lions. I know that there may be a talent gap between them and the rest of the upper echelon of the NFC, but I mean, if you put me in a room with Dan Campbell, are you going to tell me that I can't run through a wall for him? No. I don't know. I believe in them. It's the Lions this week for sure, though.
I wonder how they would do against Dallas. That would be a fun one.
Yeah, that would be. Do you know what position Dan Campbell played when he was in the NFL?
Tight end?
Yeah, I saw his highlight video the other day, and he was a monster. So I would have loved playing with him. So, and I see we have another guest who commented on our live video. Hello, thanks for watching, checking us out. Hopefully you are following along because we've agreed on all but one pick, and it looks pretty good when we agree on picks. So
we're in for a big week.
Out of curiosity, what does the record say when you agree on the picks?
When we agree, yeah, I can go right back to that. We are 81-41 overall, and we were 10-3 last week.
Okay, all right, that's good. That is good.
2-1.
Brain trust is working.
Yep. And because last week we only disagreed, and last week all 32 teams were playing, so we only disagreed on 3. So we were 10-3. I thought it was a pretty good record. And let me go back. Actually, right here, the ones we lost that we agreed on, we both had Detroit. We both had Minnesota, and then what was the last one? Oh, the Patriots. We both had, and you were thinking the Giants too. I don't know. I was in a toss up there, and I think I said Bill Belichick against rookie QBs is just dominant. That's what made me take the New England.
It's fun right now because I mean I don't think it is real, and I don't know that he is ready to go. But it is kind of fun to be like maybe Tommy DeVito's more than we've maybe it's fun. It's fun to be a fan of the NFL for moments like that. It's fun to root for young players and see what they can do.
Yeah. All right, and then I think we stalled long enough. I think this next matchup is actually better than what we probably thought it was going to be at the start of the season. We got Denver Broncos who won 5 straight going to Houston. We all know how CJ Stroud's been looking. I'll start with this one. I honestly think that Denver's going to keep on rolling. I think they're going to Houston, and I think maybe it might be another CJ Stroud rookie mistake. I know they have a new kicker, so I don't know who their new kicker is. So I'm just going Denver. I feel good about them in this game. What about you, Nick? I'll let you go second for this one. Tough one.
I'm a CJ Stroud truther. Mainline him into my veins, I guess. The Denver Broncos have won the last 5 games. Have they been particularly impressive, though? I don't think so. I know they've beaten a couple of the top teams out there, but I'd like to attribute that much more to those teams just not executing the way they typically do, rather to any sort of like Sean Payton magic. Russell Wilson is obviously serviceable, but I do really enjoy Houston's big play potential, and yeah, should be a real fun game though.
Yeah, I'm excited for this matchup. So yeah, what about you, Danny Stone? What are you feeling for this one?
Yeah, I shook my head when Nick asked if they've been particularly impressive, and I don't think they're a top team in the AFC. I'd say their defense has been good. Russell Wilson's done enough, and I think Courtland Sutton is a wide receiver 1 right now. He's looked fantastic. But I actually believe in CJ Stroud this game. And respectfully, SamMeeBee, I'm going to throw this out there, and I kind of mean this as a joke, but I know you said CJ Stroud could make a rookie mistake. I think we just would call him mistakes right now. He really does not look like a rookie. I don't watch all 22, but we watch Red Zone and whatever, and just, I mean, everybody's enamored with him. I mean, sports talk, actually watching him, like he really – I think any other quarterback on that team isn't doing what he's doing, I guess. I think he really is a special talent. I'm going to go with CJ Stroud for this game. I just went with Jacksonville last week because I thought Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson would be a bit more experienced. But I'm going to take I don't know. I don't buy into the Sean Payton stuff. I do buy into he's getting players to hurt players again, though.
That ain't good.
Yeah,
that's all right. So that's our second disagreement so far, so that's fine. And I think going back to preseason when we made our predictions for most improved team, I said Denver. So hopefully they prove me right. I think your pick was Chicago. So yeah. And
you really should talk to me before you make these claims, Dan Stone.
What was that? I'm sorry.
you should really talk to me before you make these claims.
Well, maybe I should consult you. A win streak's a win streak. They've got the longest active win streak in the NFL, so I don't want to take. I should check myself. I don't want to take anything away from what Broncos have done. I just think Houston's might find themselves in the playoffs and actually might take the Denver spot, but we'll see.
I know we don't really talk about the bye teams. I don't know if you can see because it's kind of grayed out, but the Giants, it's the Iron Giants logo from the movie. So
that's going to be great. I can't. That's so cool.
Yeah, and the Ravens, cool one. So every 3 weeks we change it out. So these are the new logos. So next we'll go to the Cleveland Browns. I think it's a cute logo. I like them. Going to the Los Angeles Chiefs, who I'm thinking are pretty. I'm biased. I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking them to cover. Don't even know what the spread is, but I'm taking it. So I'm taking the Rams here. What about you, Danny Stone? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams for this game as well. I do think that the Browns defense can give the Rams problems. I thought the Rams were going to beat Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Rams lost both games. My rationale was the Rams offense would do just enough against those stumbling offenses. I was wrong in both circumstances. So I think it's really foolish that I'm going to use that same rationale for this game and say the offense for Cleveland's beat up. The Rams do just enough to win. I think it's going to be close, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if the Browns won, but I would be very disappointed because that would really hurt the Rams' playoff chances.
Yeah. What about you, Nick? How you feeling for this one?
I like how you're making this smaller.
I was trying to zoom in on you because you're leaning back, man. I want people to see your shiny face.
I've got to be comfortable. Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, whatever. I'll take the Browns. I think Cooper Kupp is washed. I think it's the end of him, and that's that. I think Puka is a rookie. I think Matt Stafford is old, and the Browns defense is really good. And Kyron Williams is just a flash in the pan. And Sean McVay is a fraud. And what else, Dan Stone? What other things about the Rams do I not like?
I mean, I don't know if Cooper Kupp is washed. I heard that. I still believe in Sean McVay. I mean, you have the luxury of being a Patriots fan to kind of just be like, the Rams, whatever. I think that's a certain luxury that you get to have for beating them in the Super Bowl twice and defeat what's supposed to be the greatest ever twice. So, you're going with the Browns, though?
I'm going with the Browns.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, just cause some dissension in the ranks.
Well, I guess that naturally nature agrees with you. He said the Browns are going to wreck the Rams, so I don't know about that. I'm wearing the classic Cooper Kupp because he was number 18 at first, so I got the Cooper Kupp original jersey, and then he changed to number 10, so I'm feeling it.
Maybe he should wear 18 again.
Maybe. All right. I think this next matchup could be pretty interesting. We have San Francisco going to Philly. Philly's 10-1, but they're not the favorite here. So go ahead, Danny Stone.
Yeah.
What's your take on this game?
I thought it was interesting that they asked Kyle Shanahan about that, and he was just like, I'm surprised by it. Like, I thought that was, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Didn't really mean anything. I just thought it was interesting. I'm going to take the Eagles, and I'm really rooting for the Eagles as a Rams fan. And like, I don't have like any 49ers in my fantasies things at all by design. So I'm hoping the Eagles just destroy them, but I would not be surprised if the Niners won this game. If Brock Purdy gets hurt during this game, there might be a fight.
What about you, Nick? How are you feeling for this matchup?
Playing at Philadelphia, maybe for the first time ever, I'll pick a Philadelphia sports team to win this.
Wow.
The Eagles have that je ne sais quoi, especially over the last month, that has what is it? They've been behind in the fourth quarter 4 straight games and have won all of them.
They're gritty.
Don't say that out loud. The people of Philadelphia will latch onto that.
You're right. Sorry. Yeah. They're tough.
No, they're tough. They have playmakers up and down. They got the tush push, and I think it's home field advantage that sways it. Niners, very, very good. Going to Philadelphia, being in Philadelphia just kind of sucks.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you guys again. I'm going to take the Niners in this one. Do I love it? No, absolutely not. I don't like the Niners. But I do think with Trent Williams, they're just a great team. I think he was hurt when they lost a couple of those games. Injuries happened, but that's when they lost. And I think just watching, they look unstoppable. I can't remember what the final score was last Thursday when they played in Seattle, but it shouldn't have been as close because Purdy threw a pick six, and then they got a garbage touchdown in Seattle. So I think that game was they just owned that game, and Seattle was pretty good, looking pretty good. I just looked at the schedule while you guys were talking. After this week, Philadelphia plays Dallas. So hypothetically, say San Francisco wins, Eagles are 10-2, and then if Dallas wins, they're both tied with the same record. So I think if San Francisco wins this week, that can change up who's the one seed, because Detroit only has 3 losses, Dallas only has 3 losses. So I think it's gonna make things interesting if San Francisco wins this week, and that's who I'm taking to win.
Just to add on to that, if I may, SamMeeBee, I think that's a great point. What's been kind of fun about this year is that within reason, all the spots are still kind of up for grabs, and that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Especially in the AFC, I think it was all our tie. Well, no, Baltimore is 9-3 because they haven't had a bye, but everyone else, KC, Jacksonville are 8-3, and Miami too. So that's interesting. And then I see Thursday night game just kicked off. I see Seattle's running the throwbacks. I love those, so I'm hoping they pull out a win. Even though we picked Dallas, I'd be okay with a loss there.
Oh yeah.
And now we're on to the Sunday night game. Now we're into the primetime games. We got Kansas City going to Green Bay. I don't know why this is on the schedule. I don't know if they thought Jordan Love would be having a good season. I'm taking Kansas City in this one. And again, I'm thinking primetime. Got to be low scoring, but who knows? This could be a shootout. Could be fun to watch. Hopefully it's fun to watch. But I'm taking Kansas City. What about you, Danny Stone?
Green Bay looked absolutely great last year. I'm going to take the Chiefs, but if Green Bay is for real and they want to show it against Kansas City, now would be a time to do it. As a Rams fan, I really would like the Packers to lose because them and the Rams right now are kind of vying, I think, for that final playoff spot, which that can all change very quickly. But that's where they're at as of like right now while we're talking.
And real quick before Nick jumps in, I wonder if they made this a primetime game because Jordan Love's first career start was against Kansas City. So was it last year?
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah. So, and I think you meant last week they looked good, right? You said last year when they had a whole different quarterback.
I apologize.
That's
I
right.
definitely meant last week.
Let our viewers know that, they won last week against Detroit. Pretty good team. So, and then Nick, what are you feeling for this matchup?
All right. I know I gave the logo creator a bunch of props on the Pelicans one, even though they're the Saints. However, this was lazy. This is just the Dallas logo recolored.
That's how a few of them are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did that. I did that on purpose for this week because if you can't
did the logos, I thought you'd been acquiring
I made them. I'm saying like I grabbed ones that are like similar, so you can't see it. The Raiders is the same as the Buccaneers, and
okay.
a few. And I don't know if Danny Stone ever pointed that out because a few weeks ago there was the same cat logo, just different colors for the Panthers, Jacksonville, Cincinnati. So sometimes I like to, when I know it's the same logo, I like to have fun with it, and I just do it.
All right.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, as long as it was a conscious aesthetic choice. All right. I thought that you were just not getting the full value of what you paid for.
Oh no, it's because like I said, every 3 weeks we change them out. So it was week 13, so it was the 5th rotation. So it wasn't a lot of options. I mean, I do like it. It's Corn Doggy. We'll give him a shout out, and he's got some good ones. So not limited options. I said every 3 weeks I want to change them out. So there's been some good ones. Maybe we'll have to recap them. But who are you feeling for this matchup?
I think the Chiefs win. I am from Chicago. I don't have a particular love for the Packers, except for when they play the Bears. It is really fun to listen to sports talk radio in the ensuing days. I think the Chiefs are the better team. This was actually supposed to be Patriots and Chargers, but they flexed it for the obvious reasons. And so that's why it's the Chiefs and Packers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was already flexed? I didn't know that. I know. Okay, I didn't really flex that. When did they flex that? What week was that?
It happened a few days ago. It was this week that they flexed it.
Oh. No, it happened weeks ago, right?
I don't think so.
I
just saw something earlier this week that was like, this match has been flexed.
Because the reason I say I thought it was weeks ago is because I made these Well, I didn't make the logos, but I save them to my computer and I move them around to the matchups. And I made this.
Wrong. Would not be the first time.
I made this logo 4 weeks ago, I thought. about 4 weeks ago. Well, not this logo, but I made this
Oh,
matchup.
no,
4
my
weeks ago.
bad. That's my bad. The Chiefs and Patriots in Week 15 was flexed,
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, because I made this.
involving some of the same teams. My bad, team.
you're
I
good.
was like, no, I made this 4 weeks ago. But talk about matchups. I know obviously preseason, this Monday night game would have been a great one. Unfortunately, Joe Burrow was hurt, so we have Cincinnati going to Jacksonville. A couple of cute logos. I'm definitely taking Trevor Lawrence and that Goldilocks hair. I love it. So give me Jacksonville. What about you, Nick? What are you feeling for this one?
Ooh. None of these teams inspire confidence. I do like the fact that Jacksonville has a starting quarterback that puts them pretty far ahead, I think. But it's also Jacksonville, and in games that they've supposed to been showing what they actually are as either the 1 or 2 seed in the AFC right now, right? They haven't been particularly inspiring. I do like Calvin Ridley when Zay Flowers plays. It turns out that stat is a true thing. He's playing this week. Calvin Ridley's going to have a big game. Bengals have no way to score points.
And to answer your question, Jacksonville is ranked number 3 right now. But like I said, you have Baltimore at 1, 9-3. Actually, all 4 division leaders. So I have only 3 losses. So it's pretty interesting. Anyone can have that number 1 spot. And Baltimore's on a bye right now, so they're not gonna drop it down unless it's a tiebreaker situation. But all right, Danny Stone, what about you? Who are you feeling for Monday night?
I didn't know there was a correlation between Zay Jones playing and Calvin Ridley doing well. I'm actually really. I'll look into that. That's interesting. I'm going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think it's pretty, but I think I think they win games, and I expect them to. If Joe Burrow was playing, different conversation probably, but he's not. So I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I like it. So they're pretty good here. I think Nick disagreed with both of us on one game, which was he took Cleveland. We both took the Rams. And then the only other differences, I think, was I'm on Denver. You both are on Houston. I am going crazy with New England. You both on Los Angeles. And the third one, so we disagree with 3 games again, is I have San Francisco and you both have Philly. So should be fun.
Okay.
I mean, I think I don't know, with the Houston, Denver, and the Philly, San Fran, I really think either team can win those matchups. So it'll be fun to watch those 2.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, any closing remarks from you, Danny Stone? Anything you want to talk about?
Thanks for hosting. Feel free to check out Turf Show Times at Danny Stone, at the Danny Stone on the X. But no, other than that, thanks for having me. This is always fun. And thanks so much for being here, Nick. It's fun having a third.
Appreciate the time, everybody. Love it.
Yep. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Safe betting if you're doing the betting. I said I got the under. I see Dallas had first and goal, and they didn't score, so they're selling for a field goal. So looking good. Keeping the under. And I said I need Dak to have a bad game. So boo Cowboys tonight. So all right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week when it's week 14. One love.
Well,
One love.